tonight's contest between your Tabor College Blue Jays and the Braves of Ottawa College. I am Charles Beal alongside my partner Joe Baker. Tabor is coming into this matchup with a record of 5-17, 3-13 in conference, while Ottawa comes in with a record of 13-9, 10-6 inside of conference. Tabor looks to win their second consecutive game as they went on the road to defeat conference rival Bethel College in their last matchup. In Tabor's first matchup with Ottawa, they lost by a score of 85-81. They kept it competitive all game. They look to keep this game competitive, but ultimately win this one. Joe, what are some of your keys to the game?
Let's start with the visiting Ottawa Braves. Their go-to guy tonight is going to be 6'6" guard Isaiah Palmer. Palmer is averaging 21.5 points per game on the season and has been very effective in driving to the hole and drawing foul calls. Palmer has 173 free throw attempts on the season. Look for Palmer to continue his scoring ways tonight against the Jays.
And Tabor would definitely need to identify him on the defensive end of the court. I'm not sure who they're going to put on him. We've heard rumors that Tevin Berry may start out on him, but we're not entirely sure. So we're going to see whether the Blue Jays go back to that man-to-man, that zone, would they like to go back and forth in. Who's your key player for Tabor?
Well, how great has Tevin Berry been this year, Charles?
Well, tell me.
Berry has scored 17 or more points in 2 out of his last 3 conference games. Look for Tevin Berry to give the Jays a much-needed boost offensively.
And Tevin Berry at times goes into witness protection program. He kind of vanishes from the game, but then he goes on those mini runs where himself he scores about 10, 12 in a row personally for the Blue Jays. So hopefully he can get hot and get going early. What are Joe's keys to the game?
Limit second chance opportunities and turnovers. In their last home game, second chance opportunities and turnovers killed the Jays' chances to win and led to a devastating loss at the buzzer to the McPherson Bulldogs.
And really, second chance opportunities has been a key all year. It's been a theme. Tabor's undersized, so Patrick Roulette, we really need to highlight him because he's really Tabor's big guy in the middle. He's undersized at 6'5" for the center position, but he's really had games where he's boxed out well, but if he's getting out rebounded, that's not good. Does not bode well for the Blue Jays. We are a minute to tip off, and so we're going to take a short break. We're going to have the national anthem, and then we are going to get you the starting lineups.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's basketball KCAC Matchup featuring the Ottawa University Braves and your Tabor College Blue Jays. I invite you to stand as Ryan Lee, Tabor College campus pastor, offers a pre-game prayer of blessing for tonight's game. Please pray with me.
Father in heaven, we thank you for this day. Thank you for another day to live for you and love others. Thank you for giving us an example in Jesus. Thank you for other faithful leaders who are incredible examples of love, like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We remember him and honor him today. Lord, we reflect on the hate, racism, and injustice we see around the world. We long for a place of peace and unity. We long for our heavenly home, where there is no more conflict and strife. A place where there is no more tears, where people from every nation, race, and tongue live together in unity, singing your praises. Lord, help us to bring your kingdom to this earth as it is in heaven. Help us to do our part to make this earth more like your Zion. Help us to love others, stand up against injustices, and for our brothers and sisters who are created in your image. And Lord, as we come to our competition today, we thank you for the gifts and talents you give each of these athletes. May they bring you glory by giving your all on the court. I pray protection over the players, that would keep them from injury. And may we all glorify you with our thoughts, words, and actions today. In the mighty name of Jesus, pray this. Amen.
Please remain standing as the Tabor College Band, under the direction of Sean Knopf, honors America with the playing of our national anthem. Please do your part by showing respect to every spectator, athlete, coach, and official involved in tonight's contest.
The starting lineups for your game tonight. First with the Ottawa Braves. Joe, who do you have?
For the Braves tonight, starting in the backcourt, let's start with the backcourt. Like I said, number 10, Ryan Haskins. Number 31, Jackson Mallory. And number 34, Tasmania, Indiana Jones.
That is probably the best name in the KCAC. Tasmania, Indiana Jones.
Yes, and in the front court is number 12, Alex Greason, and number 13, Isaiah Palmer. That is the starting lineup for the Braves tonight.
And for the Blue Jays, the starting lineup is at forward. We have the senior DeAndre Cutliff. We have the junior guard at point guard, Ted Scroggins. And we got the senior Darnell Jones-Bowie. And then we have the forward, Patrick Roulette. And so it's going to be really important for the Blue Jays to match up defensively, whether they go to 2-3 zone, whether they go to man-to-man. In the last game against McPherson, what defense for the Blue Jays did you see that was most successful?
I'd say the zone. I mean, they forced a lot of bad shots from McPherson early on, but they just kind of switched up the defensive looks, and McPherson just kind of got hot at the end, and that's what led to McPherson to win.
And as you see today, our officials today is Kendi Holderby, Joshua Sheepus, and David Haynes, one of the quality crews in the KCAC. And again, so the Blue Jays in that zone defense was pretty effective against Mac.
Yes, it forced a lot of bad shots from beyond the arc. And that's when Tabor's at their best. They can get a long rebound, kind of push the ball in transition. That's when the Jays offense is at their best, when they push the ball in transition. So look for that tonight. Look for them to run the zone defense a little more, force some bad shots, and kind of get going on offense.
Absolutely. And on offense, what did you see? Did they get out in transition a little bit? Did they run set plays?
The Jays in transition, like I said, all year have been really good. That's when they're at their best. When they're in set plays, they're pretty slow in the half court, kind of struggle to get some good shot opportunities. So look for the Jays to push the ball in transition and hopefully get a victory tonight.
And the Jays, especially Darnell Jones-Bowie, is at his best when they push and get out in transition. At times on offense, they are stagnant, especially in the half-court offense when they try to run set plays. So, but they really excel in transition. So hopefully they can get out in transition tonight.
Yeah, and Tess and Darnell are so athletic and so quick. They can get down the floor so fast. Hopefully they can get going tonight on offense.
Absolutely, and as you hear, that is the Tabor College Pep Band under the direction of Tabor College Professor of Instrumental Music, Sean Knopp, as you hear in the background playing the Tabor fight song. We are about ready for tip here in Hillsborough.
Charles, it's going to be interesting who they put on Isaiah Palmer. He can score in so many ways from beyond the arc. He can drive to the hole. I wonder who on the Jays is going to have the challenge regarding Isaiah Palmer.
And Isaiah Palmer really is a mismatch. The 6'6" senior out of Brooklyn, New York. The Blue Jays really don't have the size to guard him at the forward or guard position. So it's going to be interesting who matches up against him to begin the game. But the Blue Jays win the tip. Controlled by Ted Scroggins. Ottawa opens up in a man-to-man early on. Blue Jays trying to get into that offense. Ottawa playing very aggressively on defense to start the game.
As well, Ottawa's doing a great job at switching. Very athletic team, it looks like.
Darnell Jones-Bowie, the strong drive to the basket. Patrick Roulette there to tap it in. No good. Ball fought for, controlled by the Braves. In transition is number 10, Ryan Haskins, the junior guard from Kansas by way of Highland Community College. Blue Jays open up in a man-to-man.
It looks like they have Cutliff matchup on Isaiah Palmer, so that's going to be a matchup we're going to be very interested in seeing all night long.
And Cutliff is the senior from Oklahoma, very athletic, so that is a good matchup. I think him and Tevin Baird rotating on and off would be a good matchup for the Blue Jays defensively. They're most athletic, lankier players.
Jason, the half-court last home game, I should say, a little slow. Hopefully they can get off to a fast start and maintain that the rest of the game.
Ted Scroggins with the aggressive drive to the basket ties the game at 2.
And Charles, he needs to do that more. He's a very athletic guard. He can make a lot of plays and create his own shot.
There is Isaiah Palmer, feeds it inside. Ball's tipped by Roulette. Is controlled on the ground by Tasmania, Indiana Jones.
Can't believe that name is real, Charles.
It is the greatest name. If you're an Indiana Jones fan, obviously you appreciate that name. And also cartoons, Tasmania, Indiana Jones.
It's one of the most bizarre names I think I've ever heard.
I'd say great, not bizarre, but I hear you. As number 10, Ryan Haskin, hits the two-point jumper at the top of the key, gives Ottawa a 2-point lead, 4-2, and we're still under 2 minutes into action here tonight.
It's going to be interesting to see if Coach Ratzlaff switches up his looks on defense tonight as well.
And the Blue Jays have been very aggressive early on driving the basket. That is Darnell Jones' Bowie's second opportunity at the rim, and also his second miss. Haskins in the right corner this time. It's the three ball.
Cutliff just got caught jumping there. That was a great fake by Haskins.
Haskin has 5 early points for the Braves. They lead now 7-2. Tevin Berry, your player that you highlighted, really needs to have a strong outing tonight for the Blue Jays if they want to be competitive in this one.
Yes, Charles, when he gets going, the Jays are very good on offense. I think the offense runs through him.
Blue Jays trying to set something up. Less than 10 on the shot clock. Tez Scroggins looking, 17-foot pull-up. Oh, nothing but nylon. Nice shot by the junior guard.
Like I stated earlier, he can create his own shot very well. I want to see him shoot the ball like that with more confidence.
You know, an interesting matchup is going to be Haskins and Scroggins together. Both guard positions playing well early on. In the corner, it is missed. Number 31, Jackson Mallory, the sophomore forward from Overland Park, Kansas, misses the three in the corner. Tevin Bear with the strong rebound. And he's going to be fouled by Alex Greisen.
That's 2 open corner threes for the Braves early on in this matchup. Look for Coach Ratzlaff maybe to throw a 2-3 zone look and kind of limit the opportunities from there.
Tabor has struggled to guard the three ball this year, so it's going to be important for them to defend that line tonight. Braves leading 7-4 early on. 16:50 left to go in the first half. Cutliff, three-pointer from the left corner, no good. Blue Jays offensive rebound.
And those are big. They really have not had a lot of second chance opportunities this season. Have to capitalize, and they do.
Darnell Jones Bowie right on cue. Second chance opportunity, capitalized in transition. The Braves pushing. Ryan Haskins misses that three-pointer. He had already scored 5 points, but he misses the open three-pointer from the right corner. Tez Scroggins.
And Charles, yet again, that's another open corner three for the Braves. The Jays are going to have to find a way to limit that.
The Braves really like to push in transition. They're looking at every opportunity. This time down low is Tasmania Indiana Jones. He's going to go against Cutliff. A lot of contact. Nothing called. Indiana Jones gets his offensive rebound and puts it in.
A lot of good back and forth early here in Hillsboro.
Score is 9-7. Braves leading. Scroggins aggressive again. A 12-foot jumper this time goes in. He put number 31 Jackson Mallory on his backside. What a move.
Scroggins is playing the most aggressive I've seen him play this whole entire season.
And it's really showing. Scroggins has 6 of the 9 points for the Blue Jays. Mallory can't get that three-pointer to go, but the Braves get her offensive rebound. Mallory finds himself wide open under the basket. Cannot make the bunny. Tevin Berry clears. He's going to be aggressive in transition. They're going to call a blocking foul on the floor. They're going to call the foul on number 12, Alex Greisen. And we already have 3 Ottawa Braves substitution. We have number 5, Matt Balday coming in. Number 35, Mason McDowell. And I can't see the number right now, number 3, Darryl Bowie. Early substitutions for the Ottawa Braves. Isaiah Palmer has been quiet so far, but Patrick Roulette, unlike that, he is being loud right now. A three-pointer from the left wing.
He's a very reliable three-point shooter, and that's what some folks at home don't really know about Patrick Roulette. He can shoot the three ball with confidence as well.
Confidence is key, as Coach Ratzlaff has said all year. There is Palmer from the left corner. He can't make that three, but McDowell gets the offensive rebound, misses badly on the putback. Tevin Berry clears. Tevin Berry gives to Tez Scroggins. They look to run some offense.
The Braves do have a size advantage, but the Jays somehow have to limit the second chance opportunities.
And the Blue Jays are playing very well right now. Darnell Jones Bowie saw a gap in the defense, and he just drove. He used his athleticism. He's one of the more athletic guards in the conference, and he was able to showcase it right there. Palmer aggressively, the left-handed attack to the basket. They're going to call a foul on DeAndre Cutliff. 2 shots coming for Palmer, and as you mentioned, he does go to the free throw line quite a bit.
Yes, as Palmer has 173 free throw attempts on the season.
The southpaw makes the first free throw. Blue Jays have a couple of substitutions. You got Tyrell Thompson and A.J. Downing. Tyrell Thompson from Richmond, Texas. A.J. Downing by way of Topeka, Kansas.
Charles, the Jays have been playing really fast tonight. Hopefully they can keep this up. They've been playing like that in spurts all year, but I just want to see the consistency here.
And I really like the aggression on the offensive end to drive to the basket. As you see right there, Ted Scroggins with a nice pass to Tyrell Thompson with a strong finish under the basket.
This Jays team is playing with some tenacity tonight. That's great to see if you're a Jays fan.
16-10 is our score. 14 minutes to go here in the first half. Blue Jays up 16-10. Bowie guarded by Scroggins. Blue Jays playing good defense. Balday dribbles it off his foot in the corner. Turnover, Blue Jays possession. You can feel the confidence from this Blue Jays team right now.
A lot of energy from the team and a lot of energy from the crowd as well. I mean, you never really see the Jays up this early. I mean, they've been pretty inconsistent all year long. It's great to see this right now.
And I really think you see the chemistry growing. All year they've been looking to find that chemistry, and right now they're feeding off each other. Roulette from the right wing, no good. Rebounded by Ted Scroggins. Gives it to Tyrell Thompson. Aggressively attacks under the basket. They're going to call a foul on Mason McDowell. Tyrell Thompson goes to the free throw line to shoot two.
How about that pass from Ted Scroggins? A very nifty pass there. Kind of drew his defender. Kind of caught him off guard there.
And Ted Scroggins is in his element tonight. Ted Scroggins, 6 points, 2 assists so far. Ooh, Tyrell Thompson with barely grazing iron.
Thompson on the year shooting a dismal 29%.
I have seen worse. I've seen worse. And Tyrell hits iron a little bit better that time, but off to the right, no good, misses both. The Blue Jays still lead 16-10. Balday. And the Blue Jays have stayed in that man-to-man defense all game. They have not gone to zone yet. They played well. Bowie drives to the basket. They're going to call a foul underneath. They're going to call it on the floor. They're going to call on Ted Scroggins. Beg your pardon. I believe it's a two-shot foul. Darnell Jones-Bowie set to check back in for the Blue Jays, as well with freshman John Dunn. Bowie's first free throw is good. And as you can see right here, Ted Scroggins gets him on the left wrist. May have gotten bars. A bang-bang play under the basket. Couldn't really tell from that angle. Nathan Aarons, a sophomore from Newton, checking in for the first time for the Blue Jays. And for the Braves, you have number 14, Kyle Patrick, checking in for Isaiah Palmer, who really has not been a factor outside of 2 free throws early on. Bowie makes the second. Cuts the lead to 4. A.J. Downing controlling the point. Bowie aggressively guarding him. Giving A.J. a taste of his own medicine. Darnell Jones-Bowie has really drove aggressively. John Dunn, the freshman, way deep. Rebound fought for, controlled by the Blue Jays, A.J. Downing. Now you got to credit Tyrell Thompson for sticking his nose in there.
And that's what the Jays need. They need a lot of second chance opportunities.
A.J. Downing aggressively drives to the basket, tried to find Thompson, cutting to the basket, overthrows him a little bit. Blue Jays turnover, Ottawa with the ball, but you really like that aggression. The Blue Jays are attacking the basket relentlessly so far in the first half.
The Jays in the half court are looking really fast right now, just a little too fast on that play, but it's definitely positive to see.
And they're going to call an offensive foul. Mason McDowell bulldozes over Nathan Aarons, and he's done that all year. He's taken a number of charges on the year. He does very well getting himself into position to take those charges.
Nathan Aarons is a very gritty player, and he does have some quality minutes for this Jays team.
I think what the Blue Jays are seeing, they identify that they are not as tall as Ottawa, but they are more athletic, hence is why they are driving the basket at will. A.J. Downing again getting to the lane. Tyrell Thompson, a lot of contact underneath. And skying in for the rebound is our man Tasmania, Indiana Jones.
I think there could have been a foul call there, but no call.
A lot of contact under the basket. But no foul call, and here we are with 12 minutes to go in the first half. And the Blue Jays up to 16-14. That was a nice drive by Bowie and dish under the basket.
Ottawa has such a size advantage over the Jays. Look for Ottawa to use their bigs more.
And if Bowie can get to the lane like that, then they can really utilize their length as he can dish it off, and they can have easy layups. Darnell Jones-Bowie, who has played well early on. John Dunn driving to the basket. He forces it and throws a lazy pass stolen by Ottawa in transition. Aren't able to finish the first one, and Jones-Bowie clears the rebound. Nice defense for the Blue Jays in transition. Bowie driving aggressively again. They're going to call a foul on number 5, Matt Balday. Tez Scroggins coming in for John Dunn. And right now, it is really the Darnell Jones-Bowie and Tez Scroggins show.
They're two very athletic guards. I mean, they can create their own shot, and they can design plays for other guys as well. They can get them open shots, and that's what you want from your guards.
And they're going to call a double dribble. I think Tez Scroggins really just lost control of the ball. The official took it as he hit it with 2 hands. But nonetheless, Blue Jay turnover, which you mentioned they have to limit in order to be successful tonight. They're up 2, but they've had a number of turnovers. They need to cut that out.
Yeah, they had a number of silly turnovers last home game against McPherson. They lost at the buzzer, unfortunately.
And Darnell Jones, that is a smart foul. You got Tasmania Indiana Jones, who is 6'4", and they list him. They don't list his weight, but he is a big man.
He's a tank down there, that's for sure.
He looks like a defensive end on the basketball court, and he's a mismatch. And Darnell Jones-Bowie was smart to foul him before he got a shot up because it was going to be an easy layup. And the Blue Jays force a turnover. So in retrospect, it was a smart foul by Darnell Jones-Bowie because Ottawa turns the ball over. Blue Jays gain possession. No points scored for Ottawa.
Have to take advantage, try to score some points off their turnovers.
Tevin Berry checking in for A.J. Downing at the 10:59 mark in the first half. Tevin's been quiet so far, but you know who hasn't? Tez Scroggins played very well so far.
This could very well be his best game of the season. He keeps it up. But we know Tevin Berry, he can get going at any minute.
Absolutely. He goes on those stretches where he's just really hot. Ball tipped out of bounds by Ottawa. Nathan Aaron trying to force it in a tight window. Tipped. Blue Jays maintain possession. Patty Roulette is coming back into the game. Patrick, the junior from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Darnell Jones-Bowie is 7 on the shot clock. A 3-pointer in and out, no good. Rebounded by Bowie of the Braves.
Looked to be some contact on Jones-Bowie's arm.
No call. Bowie penetrates in the lane, gives it to Balday. Balday gives away to Palmer, who's recently checked back in the game. The left-handed hook shot in the lane. Nice touch. And we are tied at 16. Blue Jays on a mini drought. Need to pick it up on offense. Where the Blue Jays were successful early on was getting it to the basket. They have settled for jump shots recently. You'd like to see them get back to the basket.
Absolutely.
And you can do that with Tez Scroggins. Jones-Bowie did that very well early on.
Tevin Berry can even drive to the lane and draw his own shot.
Blue Jays look to set up in their offense. Jones-Bowie again aggressively to the rim, banks it off the backboard. What a strong drive. And they're going to call a delay warning on Darnell Jones-Bowie. After the ball went through the net, after he made the layup, he tapped the ball out of bounds. They're going to call a delay warning. The next time it will result in free throws for the Braves. So that's something to look out for.
A nice athletic move by Jones-Bowie. Somehow that ball went in, but great play.
Palmer, in the last 2 possessions, 2 buckets. So it was quiet early on. His first 2 field goals have come in the last minute or so the Blue Jays really need to identify him.
Yes, he can put points up in a hurry, Charles.
Patty Roulette, strong underneath, no good. Rebounded by number 12, Alex Greason. He gets out in transition, gives to Balday. Balday drives to the basket. A nice move around Tyrell Thompson allows him to lay it in. And the Braves, as you can tell, they really like to get out in transition. And right there was a beautiful transition sequence by the Braves, resulted in a layup. Palmer acted like Roulette, elbowed him in the face, didn't get a call.
Jays cannot afford to go cold here on offense. They need to keep this game close.
Ted Scroggins from 17 feet away, no good. Palmer skies with the rebound, clears. Braves up 2. Blue Jays in a funk. Palmer all the way to the basket, lays it up and in.
Last 6 points for the Braves came from Palmer. Have to find a guy to put on him.
And where do you go to here if you're the Blue Jays for a bucket? I think you have the right man with the ball, but Balday with the nice active hands tipping it out of bounds. Blue Jays maintain possession. DeAndre Cutliff coming in for Tyrell Thompson. Ryan Haskins, who scored the 5 early points, comes in for Matt Balday.
And I want the ball in Scroggins' hands here. He could draw inside to the lane, penetrate, and draw defenders and create open shots for his guys.
Kevin Berry not hesitating to shoot a 3, rattles it in there. The Blue Jays needed that in the worst way.
Kevin Berry with 17 points in his last home conference game against McPherson. He came up big. Hopefully he can come up big again tonight.
Alex Greason steps into a 3, no good. Rebounded by Cutliff, gives away to Ted Scroggins, and he's looking to get out in transition. No good, but he gives it to Tevin Berry smartly from the left wing, and he gets that one to go.
Like I said a few minutes ago, he can get going in a hurry. Nice play by Ted Scroggins, too. He drove in the lane and passed it behind a defender who wasn't even looking at Tevin's way. Great play.
He identified Tevin in transition, was able to draw a crowd in the lane and pin it. Everybody can't collapse. He kicked it back out to Tevin Berry, who connected on the 3. Good play. A good strong finish by Alex Greason of the Braves ties the game at 24.
Great back and forth play so far, Charles.
So as you've seen, Ted Scroggins early on was aggressive scoring. Now he's facilitating. You see the many ways that he can influence a game.
He's a great facilitator because the defense is just so focused on him when he has the ball. He can do damage in scoring and passing.
Darnell Jones-Bowie facilitating now. Got a good pass to Roulette for an open 3. No good. Rebounded by the Braves. Jackson Mallory controls, gives away to Isaiah Palmer. And they want to get that mismatch. They think that Tasmania Indiana Jones is just going to overpower Roulette, but he misses the layup. And before they called the walk, they called the foul on Alex Greason. He's going to go to the line for 2.
I'm telling you, Charles, the size advantage for the Braves is very real. Look for them to really force the ball inside and draw some fouls.
And again, with Indiana Jones, he's not necessarily taller than Roulette. He's just so much bulkier.
Yeah.
He can just bully his way into the lane.
You're right. He does look like a defensive end on the basketball court.
And him being able to get to the rim is what translated to these 2 free throws by Greason, because it allowed the defense to collapse in an offensive rebound, which the Blue Jays have struggled at with all year long. The offensive rebound, second chance opportunities, which you highlighted at the top of the broadcast.
A lot of bright spots for the Jays so far, though. 13 minutes in. They're doing it on offense. They're doing it on defense. Just have to keep up this consistent play.
Blue Jays trailing by 2. 20, and Ted Scroggins aggressively to the basket. No good. Rebounded by Indiana Jones. Blue Jays are trailing 26-24. The Braves looking to push. They're aggressively, actively trying to get into the lane. That time they were trying to find Palmer. They weren't able to. Checking in for the Braves recently is number 22, Kobe Mead. Mallory tries to throw a bounce pass. Tevin Berry kicks it out of bounds. Braves maintain possession. 6:23 left to go here in the first half.
It's been interesting. Coach Ratzlaff hasn't switched up his defensive looks yet. I think he's been just playing straight up man-to-man for the first 13 and a half minutes of this game. It's going to be interesting to see if he goes to a zone look.
A.J. Downing checks in for Ted Scroggins. Cutliff is on Palmer. That is a matchup we need to watch. Also, you got to watch Indiana Jones with Patty Roulette. You know the Braves like that matchup. Good, athletic, agile move by Indiana Jones. The big guy showing grace in the lane.
He just made that look too easy, Charles. Way too easy.
He felt the defense, a double team came. He was able to split the double team. That was just really nicely done by the man with the best name in the nation. Tasmania, Indiana Jones. Blue Jays looking to answer. A.J. Downing gets to Tevin Berry from the right corner, and that's his third consecutive three. Your player to highlight at the top of the broadcast to score 9 first-half points, all coming in the last minute and a half or so.
Tevin Berry from the left wing, from the right corner, doesn't matter. Tevin Berry is automatic from three.
And they have all been very timely. Tasmania, Indiana Jones forces his way in the lane. Good defense by Roulette. Darnell Jones-Bowie was thinking about going 1-on-4, tried to find Cutliff underneath the basket. The pass goes awry, out of bounds. Braves control ball. Darnell Jones-Bowie was arguing that ball was tipped. He can't believe it. He is bamboozled right now.
Charles Berry was wide open on the right wing.
You gotta find Berry in transition. He's the one with the hot hand. Ryan Haskins trying to find the hot hand, and he does. He had the hot hand early on, and that's his 8th point of the night. Another three-pointer, his second. Extends the lead to 4 for the Braves.
I mean, the Jays on defense, you have to account for Palmer, Indiana Jones, and Haskins. They can just do so much damage on offense.
Tevin Berry, can he get his 4th three? Yes, he can. Lord have mercy.
Tevin Berry has come alive, folks.
You got to credit Coach Ratcliffe. That was a set play to get Tevin Berry an open look from the left wing, and he connected. Indiana Jones again forcing his way in the lane, no good. And over the back call is going to be called on Palmer. That was great defensive positioning by Darnell Jones-Bowie to box out Palmer. And they're going to give Indiana Jones a rest. They're going to bring in Mason McDowell. You have to like that if you're a Blue Jay fan. Indiana Jones is such a mismatch on the block. Blue Jays and the 1-and-1 Darnell Jones-Bowie going to the line.
Man, how about Tevin Berry, though? 4 3-pointers made in the first half.
And not only in the first half, but recently in the last few minutes, he was nowhere to be seen in the first 10 minutes. Now he has 12 points. And the leading scorer for the game, Darnell Jones-Bowie, can't make the free throw. Missed opportunities. Rebounded by Kobe Meade. Jackson Mallory controlling the ball. Darnell Jones-Bowie guarding him on top, staying in that man-to-man. Blue Jays have not switched it up at all. Cutliff on Palmer. Palmer, 17 feet away. Oh, that is a sweet-looking jump shot.
How can you defend that, Charles? That was
Cutliff with good defensive positioning, but Palmer just made a tough shot.
nice fadeaway jumper there by the Braves' leading scorer.
33-30 is our score in the first half. Kobe Meade is guarding Tevin Berry. Tevin Berry forces up a three, no good. Now that one may have been out of rhythm, but why not try a heat check?
Yeah, that was a heat check.
Palmer hesitates to the lane, no good, a little bit strong. Tevin Berry with a good rebound. Tevin Berry looking to push in transition, thinks better of it. Blue Jays look to run their offense. A.J. Downing in the lane gives a nice dish under the basket to DeAndre Cutliff, who finishes the deuce.
Nice dish from Downing, nice finish by Cutliff. Jays are down by 1.
Just over 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Blue Jays very competitive, played very well so far. Down 1 to Ottawa. McDowell from the left wing, no good. Rebounded by Cutliff. Downing looks to push in transition. The Blue Jays have been far more aggressive in transition today than they've naturally been. Darnell Jones-Bowie from the left wing, and that one goes down. His 10th point of the night. Crucial time gives the Blue Jays a 2-point lead with a 2:35 to go.
The Jays are just doing well in all facets of the game this first half. Great to see right now.
And they are really feeding off each other. They've been doing that all half long. It is a joy to see if you're a Blue Jay fan. But right now you see the Blue Jays go into a zone to try to confuse the Braves. Braves, good ball movement, goes to Meade, who's able to roll it in there. A big three for an answer there for Ottawa. Patrick Roulette thought about a three-pointer, had it stripped in the lane, controlled by McDowell, the big guy in transition, handling the ball. Ryan Haskins driving to the lane. Shot was blocked from behind by Jones-Bowie. Tevin Berry gets the rebound. Blue Jays slowing the ball down. Check that. Darnell aggressively drives to the basket. Ball tapped out of bounds. Blue Jays maintain possession. A couple of substitutions, one for each team coming in. Matt Balday comes back in for the Braves, and Tez Scroggins replaces Jones Bowie, who gets a nice ovation from the bench.
Yeah, it's great to see Tez back on the floor. He's been the main facilitator for the Jays tonight. He runs the offense very smoothly.
A.J. Downing driving to the basket on Haskins. Gets it with the left hand. The layup, not an easy layup. It was an awkward angle. He got his left hands up. He's naturally a right-handed player. It was a wonderful finish.
Perfect touch off the glass.
Ottawa looking to answer. The Blue Jays up one. McDowell with a 17-footer from the outside. Big man showing some touch. Connects on that one.
That's the thing with their big men as well. I mean, you have to account for them obviously in the paint, but they can shoot it as well. They can shoot it beyond the arc and from mid-range.
A.J. Downing again with that left hand. Gets it again on Haskins. He's found a rhythm. Driving from the right side to the left and finishing at an awkward angle. That is not an easy finish.
It's hard to make that once, but how about on back-to-back possessions? Great play by A.J. Downing.
And the confidence to pull it off in back-to-back possession. You have to like that. Blue Jays answered. Now they're up one. Let's see if Ottawa can answer again. We got 40 seconds to go in the first half. 12 on the shot clock. This is a guy, if you're a Braves fan, that you want the ball in his hand. What a tough finish. A foul could have been called, and they're going to call a technical foul on Palmer, who really thought he was fouled in the lane. He had some words with the official. The official reacted. I am not sure what was said.
Maybe we can get a replay. We're not sure. You can't really get a replay of what's said, but
there was a lot of contact in the lane. You can see why he was upset, but he looked at the official.
Yeah, he was arguing.
And again, Tevin Berry hits the first free throw. And again, on that replay, you can see the contact in the lane. Tevin Berry makes both free throws.
This is a high-scoring half from both teams. A lot of great offense on both sides so far in the first 20 minutes.
Connor Kagi is checking in for Ottawa for the first time this half. Right now for the Braves, you have Jackson Mallory, Ryan Haskins, Connor Kagi, Kyle Patrick, and Matt Balday in the game. But the Blue Jays call a possession, a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay here. Blue Jays so far in the first half, what have you liked? What have you seen that you have liked for the Blue Jays?
Yeah, Charles, a lot of bright spots. I mean, on defense, they're playing very aggressive, forcing a lot of turnovers and a lot of bad shots. I really like the way how Tez Scroggins has run the offense. He gave Barry an open look on the left wing. He gave Darnell Jones-Bowie another open look. Tez Scroggins has been a very key reason as to why the Jays are playing successful on the offensive end.
And again, there's a couple of other players you can highlight. At the top of the broadcast, you highlighted Tevin Berry and his importance to this game. He has 14 points in the first half.
12 of those are from beyond the arc.
Right now on the court for the Blue Jays, you have A.J. Downing, Tez Scroggins, Patrick Roulette, DeAndre Cutliff, and Tevin Berry. You got the shot clock and game clock are about neck and neck, so the Blue Jays can theoretically hold for the final shot. I believe that is what they are going to do. Actually running their offense. You got 7 seconds. The shot was blocked partially. Balday for the Braves controls it. Haskins finds the man up. You got 1 second to get it off, and he gets it off in time. Number 25, Connor Kagi, who just checked in for the Braves, hits the buzzer beater. He got it off with about a half second left. And the Braves take a lead, 42-41, going into halftime. A lot of positives from the Blue Jays that we saw, and a good competitive first half from both teams. We're going to come back in a few minutes with a little bit of first half analysis, but right now we're going to go to break.
Advancing on the inside background for a single time as he runs basketball. arrivals can be purchased at Great Deals on Sale Rack.
for cheer and good sportsmanship. Time for more fantastic foods here on Game Time. Let's for your best time. Welcome to Tabor College.
Here's some halftime statistics first for the Ottawa Braves. They were led in scoring by Isaiah Palmer with 11, followed by Isaiah Jones with 6. Alex Bryson led the team in rebounds with 7. Ottawa was 7 for 32 for 52% in the first half, 3 for 10 from the three-point line, and 5 for 6 from the free throw line for 83%. 53%.
We have some first half stats for you. First, Joe with Ottawa. Who stood out to you?
The Braves are led in scoring by number 13, Isaiah Palmer. The 6'6" guard has 11 points tonight on 5 of 7 shooting from the field. Another guy to look out for the Braves in the second half is Ryan Haskins. He is 3 for 5 from the field, 2 for 3 from beyond the arc, and he has a total of 8 points. The Braves as a team are shooting 17 for 32, 53% from the field, shooting 30% from deep, 3 for 10. And at the free throw line, they are 5 of 6, shooting 83%. On to you, Charles.
The Blue Jays, he had a number of different scores that really stuck out to you. First is a guy that you named at the top of the broadcast was important to tonight's contest, and that was Tevin Berry. He really was quiet early on in the first half, but he scored 14 points all in a matter of minutes. He leads all scores in that category. Darnell Jones-Bowie really played well, pushed it in transition. He had 10 points, and then Tez Scroggins really controlled the game. He had 6 and 2 assists. He played very well. And a key statistics to point out from the first half is that the Blue Jays only were out-rebounded by 2 rebounds. On the year at this point at halftime, it's usually 8 or 9, so they're really battling on the boards. The leading rebounder for Ottawa actually is Alex Greason, who you would not expect considering that Palmer and Indiana Jones are so prominent down there on their glass. With the Blue Jays, their leading rebounder is Tevin Berry. So not only is he scoring a lot of points, but he's able to secure a lot of rebounds for the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are actually shooting over 50% from the floor in the first half, 16 for 30, almost 50% from distance, 7 for 15. They have 5 turnovers, so that's not too many, averaging 10 for the game. So they're really cost-effectively controlling the ball on offense. In the second half, what do the Blue Jays need to do to win?
Just continue what they're doing in the first half, Charles. I mean, they're doing a great job on defense, forcing a lot of bad shots and bad decision-making by the Braves. And they've done a great job on offense. They've really moving the ball well, starting with Tess Scroggins, creating open looks for the Jays. Look for that to continue in the second half and hopefully get another win in the win column.
And they're going to need to play defense a little bit better. They're down 1, so they're going to need to make some changes. We'll see what Coach Ratcliffe has in store. You did see him go to a zone defense in the later part of the second half, especially when you saw Isaiah Palmer and Tasmania Indiana Jones get going inside. So he went to a zone to try to collapse. But Ottawa has some shooters. Ryan Haskins gets out, and he can shoot very well. We've seen several Ottawa Braves hit key three-pointers to keep them in the game that eventually secure the lead at halftime.
And look for Coach Ratcliffe to go to that zone defense look more. The Braves have kind of been connecting on those threes from distance a lot in the first half. Have to limit the damage here in the second half in order to get the victory.
On the year, the Blue Jays are a better three-point shooting team than Ottawa. Ottawa just has been shooting the ball really well tonight.
And it seems like every team that comes in here, Charles, shoots the ball very well.
That's all types of unfortunate for Blue Jays and Blue Jay fans alike. Just under a minute till we start the second half. The end of that first half ended in a flurry. The Blue Jays, I think, took an ill-advised shot early. They could have drained the clock all the way down to 1 and took a last shot, but they shot it early. Ottawa was able to get out in transition and hit a buzzer beater, which Blue Jays had the lead. And that was just a huge swing at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I would have liked a better shot selection there. I think Tevin shot that ball with like 6 or 7 seconds left, and it led to a long rebound. Ottawa goes down the other end and makes a 2-pointer at the buzzer. It's been 2 halves in a row for the Jays on this court where it ended in a buzzer beater.
Same starters for Ottawa right now. You have number 31, Jackson Mallory. He controls the point. Isaiah Palmer. Then you got Ryan Haskins, Tasmania Indiana Jones, and then Alex Greason. Palmer down low. A nice reverse. Rebound battled for. They're going to call the foul in the bucket early on. Later in the first half, Palmer got called on a technical foul on a very similar play. That time he got the call, and he's going to the line. You can see the emotion that's coming out of him after the call.
And Palmer did a great job using his 6'6" frame to get that rebound and use his body to go up and get the second chance point.
The left-hander converts from the line, extends the lead to 4 points, 45-41. Not what you wanted to see from the Blue Jays coming out of half.
If I'm Micah, I want the offense to run through Tez. That's when the offense is at its best here in the half court.
Blue Jays trying to run their offense. Patrick Gillette thought about a 3, drives it on to Indiana Jones, bounces it to Darnell Jones-Bowie. He had 6 on the shot clock. And a ball stolen by Greason. He's going to get out in transition. Ball stripped out of bounds beautifully. However, the official is going to call a slap on the wrist by Tevin Berry. 2 free throws coming for Greason. That was a potential replay. Would be nice to see if it was a little bit of wrist, a little bit of ball.
Not sure about that one, Charles.
Coach Ratcliffe not happy. As you see right here, a lot of ball. A lot of ball. Coach Ratcliffe not happy with that call. Got up from the bench. And as a coach, you need to do that. You need to get on the officials, especially when there's a bang-bang call.
The momentum has shifted to the Braves side here to start the second half.
Roulette again thought about a 3. He's not seen a 3 that he does not like. Scroggins aggressively to the lane. No good. Rims out. Indiana Jones with the rebound. It's not your father's Indiana Jones. Isaiah Palmer controlling the ball. He scored the only points for either team so far in the second half. Jackson Mallory dissecting the defense, gives to Palmer, wide open 3-pointer, rims out. Roulette with the rebound. Blue Jays got lucky there. A wide open three-point look by Palmer at the top of the key was not able to go down.
And Palmer can shoot it from deep, Charles. Have to account for him.
Roulette that time did not hesitate to pull the trigger, and that one rims out, goes out of bounds. Possession goes to the Braves.
Does Coach Ratliff go to the zone look here with a few open 3 looks for the Braves here? Gonna have to see.
Haskins gives to Greisen, who gives down low, and Mallory misses the first layup, but gets it right back. He's very agile here, has that quick second jump to get a lot of second chance points.
Turnovers and second chance points, Charles. The kryptonite for the Jays this season.
And the largest deficit for the Blue Jays today. Ted Scroggins' shot is blocked by Palmer. They're not going to call a backdoor because Ottawa had possession of it. Good play by Darnell Jones, booted, driving the lane, but DeAndre Cutliff really kept that ball alive. Ted Scroggins drove to the basket, got a rejection by Isaiah Palmer, and then really DeAndre Cutliff tipped it into the backcourt, which could have possibly been a backcourt violation. Right now they're seeing whether the shot clock should have reset or not.
Darnell was lucky that ball was kicked. That almost was a second poor decision of the half. Darnell's playing a little too fast here.
This is very interesting because they're saying Ottawa did not have regained possession, but Cutliff cognitively poked it into the backcourt. So by what they are saying, there should have been a backcourt violation. Blue Jays a little bit lucky. And Darnell Jones Bowie, after the ill-advised pass, comes back and hits a much-needed three-point basket for the Blue Jays. Cuts the lead to 4, 48-44, 17-12 left to go here in the second half.
Darnell with his third three-pointer of the night. It's been hot for 3.
10 points in the first half. Now it's 3 in the second half. Good defense and active hands by the Blue Jays right there.
Looks like they're running a zone defense, Charles.
They are running a zone defense. Ryan Haskins thought about a 3. Oh, nice entry pass, not handled well by Indiana Jones. Greason forces up a shot with 1 on the shot clock. Blue Jays in transition. Jones Bowie attacking all the way to the basket. No good. Rebounded by Greason. That's his 8th rebound tonight. Haskins, he's not going to hesitate to pull that right wing 3, and that drains it.
The wheels are falling off, Charles. Jays have to get going.
Isaiah Palmer rejects that one ridiculously off the backboard. Blue Jays need to settle down here. Cutliff for the left corner 3 ball. That is good. A wild sequence. A rudely rejected shot off the backboard. Comes back. Blue Jays look out of sorts. Cutliff ended up hitting a 3-pointer in the corner.
Cutliff has been money from deep lately.
Blue Jays staying in that zone. Indiana Jones, oh my goodness, he is as strong as an ox.
Can't stop Indiana Jones.
I wonder what Sean Connery would have to say about that. Ted Scroggins not hesitating to pull it up from 18 feet away. Rebounded by Greason, his 9th rebound on the night. He's going to ill-advisedly throw a pass stolen by Scroggins. They have numbers and transition. Roulette strong to the basket. Good defense by Palmer. Cutliff with the offensive board. And a circus shot goes in. Could have very easily been called for an and-one opportunity.
Does a little shoulder shrug there, Cutliff does.
53-49, 4-point game.
Second chance points for the Jays. Like to see that.
A good active hands by Scroggins to double team. That's what you need to do. You need to double team Tasmania Indiana Jones in the lane. He is just too big and too agile for one Blue Jay to defend right now.
Jays are staying in this 2-3 look.
Oh, good box out by Tevin Berry. Unfortunately, that means Greising can come in the lane, but he misses the bunny. Oh, that was a great textbook box out. Roulette went up for a dunk on Indiana Jones. They're going to call a foul. Exciting sequence of events here in Hillsborough.
Very exciting first 5 minutes of the second half.
I just want to go back on that last possession to the box out on Tevin Berry. He cognitively knew that Indiana Jones was their best rebounder, and he literally was on his back boxing him out. Unfortunately, Blue Jay couldn't box out Greason, who was able to get it, but missed the bunny, and in transition, Roulette was able to get a foul and 2 free throws. the first. Crucial one-possession game now. 14:50 left to go in the second half.
Patrick Roulette on the season is a 73.2% free throw shooter.
Let's hope he didn't give him the announcer's jinx here in the second one.
Oh, you know me, dog. You know me. I'm all about the Jays.
Mason McDowell checks in for Indiana Jones.
Still can't believe that name's real.
Tasmania Indiana Jones. I know we've said it too much, but fortunately, we can't say it. It's a wonderful name. Right now, 2-point game. Braves lead by 2, 53-51. Blue Jays in a man-to-man now. Good defense, active hands by Tyrell Thompson, who just checked in the game for the Blue Jays. And right now, with this certain group on the court, I think the Blue Jays can really take advantage of their athleticism in transition and in the half court, driving to the basket.
Yeah, I think this is the best defensive lineup Coach Ratzlaff has. They're very gritty on defense, this group, and look for that to continue.
Cutliff, good defense on Palmer. Misses that one. Tevin Berry, another great box out, this time on Greason.
Tevin Berry in all facets of the game tonight has been superb.
Greason, I'll tell you what, Alex Greason for Ottawa does a lot of little things well. He doesn't score a lot of points, as you see there. However, he rebounds well, plays great defense. Unfortunately for the Blue Jays, he missed the bunny on the other end as DeAndre Cutliff shot a three that was almost partially blocked. Wow, a wild sequence there for Ottawa as Matt Balday gets the ball ripped from him. Oh, what a pass from A.J. Downing. Finds a cutting Cutliff under the basket. And then Jackson Mallory with a great pass underneath to Mason McDowell, who finishes with the and one. Great basketball being played by both teams here.
And a lot of basketball being dominated by transition basketball. A lot of back and forth play, a lot of action-packed stuff going on.
If you're a fan of half-court basketball, the last few sequences were not for you. Very exciting, getting down transition by both teams.
Wasn't sloppy either.
Again, that pass by A.J. Downing was top-notch. That was next-level pass.
Just underhanded it right into the hands. I believe it was Thompson. Was it Thompson?
It was Cutliff. He put a little extra on it, too. Downing, again, he's feeling it. Tyrell Thompson wisely pump fakes and gives way to Tevin Berry. He's been quiet here in the second half, but as we know, he can go on torrid streaks. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Thompson's going to have to force it up the lane. It goes in.
Why did that happen, Charles? Another great pass by Tez Scroggins.
5 seconds left. Gives it down to Thompson. Thompson with the presence of mind to go up very quickly. McDowell wasn't there. Flop underneath. Thompson goes down, doesn't get the call. McDowell, however, does get the call. Tevin Berry slaps his wrist that time. We could hear it from here. McDowell would go to the line shooting 2.
That will be Berry's second foul of the night.
And going back to Berry, he really, if he gets just a sliver of confidence, that is dangerous for any team to look at. He can get out in transition. He goes to that three-point line and parks out, and he shoots his three-pointers with riveting confidence, which is what you want to see. The Blue Jay fan, you really want to see him getting going in the second half.
I mean, he's a special player offensively, but those last few possessions, Charles, where he boxed out those Braves to get the ball back for the Jays, I mean, you were right. It was textbook.
And I think that's a testament to Coach Ratzlaff. All year, he has been getting on this team, doing the little things, doing the small things. It's not just about playing one-on-one basketball. It's about doing all the hustle plays. And Tevin Berry on the last few possessions has boxed out beautifully. You don't notice that in the box score, but we see it here in the gym, and it really pays off, especially if you're trying to win a ball game.
Does a great job of fighting for 50-50 balls as well.
And right there you see Darnell Jones buoy driving dish to Thompson, who will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. An opportunity to tie and potentially take the lead here. However, we know Tyrell Thompson, for all the things he does do well, he does not shoot free throws well.
That's entering the night, like I stated earlier, 29% from the stripe.
Try to give him the reverse jinx so he can make one. He misses the first.
0 for 3 tonight. Maybe 1 for 4, Charles.
I take 1 for 4. Try to bank that one in. Rebound almost deflected back to Thompson, but it is controlled by Daryl Bowie.
Have to wonder late in the game if Micah's going to take him out of the game to not let Thompson get fouled and go to the line.
Yeah, that's a good point that you make. Blue Jays in traffic. Good defense by the Blue Jays on Isaiah Palmer. Nathan Aarons especially defended and got the rebound. Blue Jays again in transition. This time slows it up. Wisely, Nathan Aarons gives to Jones Bowie. Jones Bowie dissecting the defense. Gives to Aarons in the right corner. Aarons driving the lane. Finds an open Tez Scroggins for a three. No good. And the Braves have numbers in transition. And it is Kobe Mead with the lay-in. Isaiah Palmer didn't necessarily pass the ball. He lost control of it, but Kobe Mead in the right place finishes with the layup, gives the Braves a 3-point lead, 58-55. Right now, I think the Blue Jays just need to calm down, settle down, get in that half-court offense. Nathan Aarons from the right corner. That free ball is good.
Biggest shot of the night comes from the big man.
We are tied at 58. A.J. Downing with his 5th assist on the night. Ball day in the lane. They're going to call a foul on the floor. Could have called a travel, but a lot of contact was made in the lane. Ottawa have the ball inbounding under their own basket. I think Coach Ratzlaff was yelling for a travel. Another foul called on the Blue Jays. Tyrell Thompson is in disbelief as Kobe Mead fell down. Tyrell Thompson said, "I didn't touch him." That is going to be the 6th team foul for the Blue Jays. Ottawa has 2.
Racking up the team fouls in the first 10 minutes of the second half.
Ottawa will be in the bonus from here on out. That is huge considering that Ottawa only has 2 total team fouls. 5 on the shot clock. Palmer all the way to the basket. He initiated a lot of contact. A.J. Downing with the strip under the basket. Could have been called for an offensive foul. Refs didn't call it. A.J. Downing in transition. A 3-pointer from the top of the key. Gets the home bounce. If that is not a home bounce, then I don't know what is. Huge 3-pointer. Blue Jays take the lead 61-58. And the crowd here is loud, and they do not agree with that foul call. And the officials all over the Blue Jays right now. I don't know if I think they're giving Coach Ratzlaff a warning, telling him he needs to stay within his box. And honestly, both coaches have been outside of their boxes tonight. And out of all junctures in this game, the official goes to Coach Ratzlaff and gives him a formal warning.
And rightfully so. There's been some interesting calls and some bad no calls tonight going both ways.
And as a wise man once told me, the ball does not lie. Ball day misses the free throw. A.J. Downing getting hounded by Bowie. Coach Ratzlaff wants to get a timeout to talk to his team. A 30-second timeout. We'll stay here. Exciting second half so far. What have you seen from the Blue Jays? What have they done well?
A lot of transition basketball, Charles. They're really pushing the ball down the floor. They're at their best in transition, and on defense, they're playing very physical. The energy on the offensive end is going to the defensive end, and they're making some big-time stops.
They are playing some of their best basketball here in this game in both halves. And honestly, it's just the little things that get you excited from this team, especially from the guys that are going to return. Right here, you see the A.J. Downing almost hits the shot clock, but does not. But he gets the friendly roll. You see the excitement from Downing.
And that's when you know it's your night, Charles. The little things are going the Jays' way. The crowd's into it. Hopefully, we can get the win here in the last 10 minutes of play.
You see head coach from Ottawa, Aaron Siebenthal, in his 4th season, trying to work the officials. He's saying that it should have been a technical foul. Interesting. And again, the Blue Jays have 17 fouls on them. Ottawa only has 2, so you say the majority of the calls this half have gone Ottawa's ways. Blue Jays up 3, trying to run their offense. Right now you got Tez Scroggins, Darnell Jones-Bowie, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Scroggins all the way aggressive. Tyrell Thompson almost with the thunderous throwdown, and A.J. Downing with the left hand.
This is the best Tabor has looked all year, Charles, on both sides of the floor.
And again, the Blue Jays not a great offensive rebounding team, but finding those 50-50 balls and A.J. Downing, Johnny on the spot, able to finish the bunny. Ottawa looking all types of sloppy right here, but a good pass underneath. Matt Baltate is fouled, and that is a nickel dimer.
It's a big foul. I think that's Jones Bowie's third. No, it's going to be Nathan Aarons.
And that's going to be his first. Balday, who missed a 1-and-1 earlier, goes back to the free throw line. We got several substitutions come back in for Ottawa. You got that man, Tasmania, Indiana Jones, Jackson Mallory, and Ryan Haskins.
And with this lineup, look for the Braves to pound the ball inside, try to draw fouls, get to the free throw line.
Balday hits the first one. This is really Ottawa's best lineup with Palmer, Haskins, and Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones went to the bench to get a rest, and he's refreshed. And the Blue Jays really I think they need to double team him in the post. Every time he gets a touch in the post, they need to double team him. He's just really dominant down there on the low post. Ted Scroggins, Blue Jays lead 63-60, the scoreboard says. Jones Bowie to the basket, a reverse layup, a wonderful layup by Darnell Jones. Bowie pushes the Blue Jay lead to 5.
Darnell Jones Bowie, you could argue he's the most athletic kid on the team. He shows it there.
He has 15 points in the night. Bryson aggressively drives the lane, no good, rebounded by Indiana Jones, and he's not going to miss that. 65-62, you can feel the crowd in this game. It's not one of the bigger crowds the Blue Jays have had over the past few years, but they are rowdy tonight. Darnell Jones Bowie feeling it from the left wing, and he hits it.
Jones Bowie feeling it from deep. That's his 4th 3 tonight, Charles.
18 points on the night, and he is just all over this Ottawa Braves team as Isaiah Palmer drives aggressively to the basket. They are answering. This is crucial baskets for Ottawa the last few possessions. Blue Jays have hit a number of big shots to push the lead up, and Ottawa keeps responding, keeping the game within striking distance. 68-64 is our score.
Like I stated a few moments ago, they're really going to try to establish their presence inside.
A.J. Downing trying to feed off the confidence from Darnell Jones-Bowie. A little bit strong on that one. Ottawa controls the ball. Jackson Mallory going to slow everything down for the Braves' offense. Blue Jays still in that traditional man-to-man. They have gone zone at times tonight.
Look for Indiana Jones here.
Palmer driving to the lane. They're going to call a foul.
This is the thing, Charles. They go to the line. So, I mean, they really could establish their offense inside and try to draw fouls. Get some free.
Isaiah Palmer going to the line for a 1-and-1. This will be the final 1-and-1 that Ottawa will have. And then they'll be in the double bonus for the rest of the night. Again, Ottawa still only has 2 teams fouls. That is huge going down the stretch. Palmer swiftly drains the first.
As Palmer, he has a 75% free throw percentage, and he leads the team in free throw attempts by 90.
Lord have mercy. Palmer with the second one. Cuts the lead to 2. There's going to be a timeout called by Ottawa. It's going to be a full timeout called by Coach Siebenthal. And we are going to take a timeout with them. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Following the timeout, Coach Siebenthal has a few other words with the official. He's really working them hard tonight. As a head coach, that's what you need to do to get the calls in your team's favor. Tez Scroggins brings the ball up for the Blue Jays, leading by 2 coming out of the timeout. Now we are under 8. This is crunch time in this game. DeAndre Cutliff has already hit 1 3 in this half. Thought about it. Downing picks up his dribble. 10 on the shot clock. Gives back to Cutliff. Left wing 3. A little bit strong. Strong rebound. Fought for and controlled by Ottawa. Jackson Mallory in transition. Gives to Isaiah Palmer. And he drains a 3, and he gives Ottawa their first lead since the beginning of the second half.
He can beat you in so many ways, from deep, in the mid-range, in the post. Isaiah Palmer is a big-time scorer for the Braves.
Huge possession for the Blue Jays. A.J. Downing. Blue Jays need to find a way to penetrate into the lane. Cutliff. Strong move. Greason with another rebound. He's definitely in the double digits at this point. Ottawa leads by 1. They have possession of the ball. Jackson Mallory all the way to the rim. No good. Rebounded by Patrick Roulette. What a strong defensive play and rebound by the junior.
Jays cannot afford to go cold here on the offensive end.
They need to find somebody. Ottawa really playing well on defense. Dangerous pass by Roulette is intercepted by Ottawa. Ottawa has in transition.
And Isaiah Palmer.
And how is the air up there? Isaiah Palmer going up by the stars and coming down hard. Oh my goodness, with the and 1. We could be so fortunate to get a replay on that.
Watch SportsCenter tonight, folks. That is well-deserved, well-deserving.
Ottawa getting out in transition, and Jackson Mallory with the confidence. Oh, my goodness. And that could be a crucial turning point in this game.
You know, Charles, we saw Cameron Hunt come in here from Southwestern. He was a big-time scorer. Isaiah Palmer's a very similar player. He can do it all.
That was very, very impressive. Blue Jays need to respond. Down 4, 72-68. Darnell Jones-Bowie has checked back into the game for the Blue Jays. Kevin Berry, at the top of the key, misses badly. Doesn't even draw iron. And the Braves in transition. Balde aggressively pushes up but gives to Bowie. And this is the lineup that the Blue Jays can take advantage of. Palmer's out of the game. Haskins is out of the game. This is where they can effectively drive in. And Greason, again, getting another rebound. He just sticks his nose into everything. He's not overly tall. He's 6'3", but he gets a lot of rebounds. Does not result in the points for the Braves that time. Over the back foul is called on number 14, Kyle Patrick, his first, team's third. And right, you have to go to Jones-Bowie here to get him in the lane at some point.
Jones-Bowie or Berry from 3. They're going to need a spark on the offense here pretty shortly.
Oh my goodness! A foul is called, and
we're going to need a replay on that, Charles.
I am not sure where the foul was called. Darnell Jones-Bowie went up high to rudely greet Tasmania Indiana Jones and rejected his shot. And as we can tell on the replay there, a lot of action going on. And Darnell Jones-Bowie, oh man.
Just a bang play. Shout out to Marshall and Chris for that.
Got the friendliest of bounces on that free throw shot. Pushes the lead to 5, Blue Jays.
As Jones is a 65% free throw shooter from the line. Misses that one.
Darnell Jones-Bowie was calling for the ball. He had a lane to the basket. Tez Scroggins says, no, we want to slow it up, run some offense. Blue Jays, several costly turnovers in the last few times down the court. Good pass. Blue Jays moving the ball effectively. Tevin Berry loses the ball in the lane. Another turnover. Ottawa getting out in transition. Ball day with the layup. A little bit strong. Rebound fought for. Controlled by Darnell Jones. Bowie falling out of bounds. Throws it off to Ottawa Brave. Blue Jays have possession.
And that is a great basketball IQ from Darnell Jones Bowie. He was falling out of bounds. Got it to deflect off Indiana Jones. Great play.
Again, right now, Darnell Jones Bowie has not had a meaningful touch in the last few minutes. I think that's where you need to go to right now if you're the Blue Jays.
You're going to need a three from him here pretty shortly. Down by 5.
And here it is, Darnell at the top of the key. He's going to penetrate the lane. A.J. Downing open right wing 3. Huge shot. All started by the driving kick out by Jones Bowie. Ball day aggressively to the basket. They're going to call a foul on Jones Bowie. Might be his 4th.
And the driving kick has been very effective for the Jays tonight. Scroggins to Berry earlier. Jones Bowie to Downing.
And an interesting development here. That was Jones Bowie's 4th foul. And he is beside himself. He didn't think that a lot of contact was initiated by himself, but instead Ball Day initiated the contact. His 4th foul. Coach Ratcliffe, I think this is the right call. You have to keep. He is your biggest playmaker right now. You have to keep him in the game. 18 points on the night, a number of assists.
Yes, if it's late in the first half, early in the second half, I would think about taking him out, but luckily it's late in the game. You're going to need his playmaking ability here.
Ball Day misses both free throws. Blue Jays, 1 possession game.
Look for Jones, Bowie, or Berry. The big-time shot makers for this Jays team.
Jones Bowie again aggressively to the basket. Going to call a foul on the floor. 4th team foul for Ottawa. And you could see that coming. There was a lane to the basket, and you knew that was on his mind.
When Jones Bowie sees a lane, he attacks it very hard. And he's quick enough to get to the basket in no time.
Ted Scroggins struggling to inbounds. It finally finds Tevin Berry in the left corner. He's going to work on Isaiah Palmer. Oh, what a beautiful move. A beautiful drive. Tevin Berry's first 2 points of the second half gives the Blue Jays a tie game, 73-73.
Tevin Berry's a big shot maker in big moments. He saw it the other night against McPherson.
And Darnell Jones Bowie just picked up his 5th foul.
See, now you have to think about, you give Darnell a breather here. I mean, it's a pretty tough decision.
And
looks like they're going to.
The officials did not hesitate to blow that whistle on Jones Bowie, and he's played a heck of a game tonight. An unfortunate time for him to go out of the game. Game knocked up at 73. Just under 4 minutes to go here in the second half.
Look for Darnell to come back here in a minute.
Darnell will be back next game. Right now the Blue Jays have to rely on A.J. Downing, Tess Scroggins, Patrick Roulette, DeAndre Cutliff, and Tevin Berry.
Yes, excuse me, Darnell has fouled out. Charles is right. He will not be back until next week.
Ball doesn't lie. Still tied at 73. Blue Jays look to get in their offense. Oh, aggressive defensive play by Bryson. 3-point basket at the top of the key. A.J. Downing. We just mentioned who was going to step up. A.J. Downing, not scared of the limelight. Ottawa calls timeout. You got the team in it. The energy's here. The fans are getting into it. It's a fun night here in Hillsborough.
A lot of big-time shots being made from both sides. Here late, you can just feel the tension here at Tabor College.
A.J. Downing has quickly got himself up to 15 points on the night. He's hit 3 threes here in the second half. None bigger than the one that we see right here. Too much space given by the Ottawa defender, and you can see nothing but nylon.
He knew it too. A lot of scores in double digits tonight for the Jays. Offense is really rolling tonight.
And I think think if you're Ottawa, you have to go to Isaiah Palmer or Tasmania, Indiana Jones down low.
Yeah, if you're Ottawa, you definitely pound the ball inside.
Oh, instead they go to Jackson Mallory, not known as a scorer, pushes off.
Game is far from over. The Jays have to be in attack mode.
Ottawa switching up their defense, switching it up right now to a full court press. Cutliff receives the ball from Downing. They're going to double team him, but he breaks it. Ball stolen by Bryson, but deflects it out of bounds. He makes so many hustle plays. We've said it numerous times. And he's just all over the floor. He may not score 20 points a game, but he has 14 rebounds.
Jays are very fortunate there. They did not look ready for that look.
Ottawa very aggressive in their defense. Downing, another three. Yes, he gets it.
A.J. Downing, the biggest shot of the night. He has 18.
I would argue that is his biggest shot of his Tabor career. Up 6, Blue Jays, 2:40 left to go in the second half. Need a stop, and the Braves go down there to Tasmania, Indiana Jones. That is what they needed to stop the bleeding. 79-75 is our score. Full timeout. So defensively, if you're a Blue Jay, if you're Coach Ratzel, you can't foul. If you foul, they're going to the free throw lines. You can't give them easy opportunity. You can't give them free throws.
I mean, Charles, it's going to be difficult. They have a huge size advantage inside. I mean, they can work into the paint very easily. I mean, maybe do a zone defensive look. I'm not sure. I mean, they just don't have the matchup man-to-man right now to really deal with them inside.
And you see the multiple angles there. All of that is presented to you by Sherry Fleming, center of the arts and our guys in the textile. Marshall and Chris, best guys in the KCAC. Giving you all the angles. And as you heard, that was Tabor College's pep band working hard, creating some noise here in the gymnasium. Tabor's played probably their best basketball of the year tonight. Ottawa's not a bad team. They're 13-9, 10-6 overall in conference. They're no slouch in the KCAC. And the Blue Jays really been struggling all year to find consistency, that chemistry, and they're really gelling together tonight.
Yeah, the team chemistry has looked really well. I mean, in all phases of the game tonight, the Jays have been spectacular. Offensively, defensively, winning the 50-50 balls. And just the playmaking ability from Scroggins, Downing, and Jones-Bowie.
And we're getting that point where fouls really matter. 2:36 to go in the second half. Let's see if the Blue Jays really milk the shot clock, get it deep in the shot clock to really have time tick off the score clock. A.J. Downing thought about another three. 15 on the shot clock. He aggressively drives the basket. Rebounded, fought for. DeAndre Cutliff got his hands on it. Eventually controlled by Isaiah Puller.
Biggest possession right here for the Braves. They can cut the lead in half.
They get Tasmania, Indiana Jones, and they're going to call a foul. He'll be going to the line. If you're Blue Jay fans, you don't mind that, however. He's not the greatest of free throw shooters.
Yes, he is shooting 65% on the season from the stripe. The two biggest free throws for Indiana Jones this season coming up.
Misses the first. Misses the second. Isaiah Palmer with the offensive rebound is able to get it to go. My goodness.
Second chance points have killed the Jays all season long. And it comes in the most crucial moment of the game.
79-77, 1:43 to go here in the second half. Blue Jays clinging to a 2-point lead. Cutliff won't hesitate from the right wing, and he gets it to go. The senior from Oklahoma with a huge three. Ryan Haskins on the opposite end answers.
Have to play better in transition defense there. Scored three and gave up three on the other end. And we're back to a ball game.
Wow, crazy sequence. Cutliff hits a huge three, and the Braves answers almost immediately. 12 on the shot clock. Still have plenty of time. No need to rush a shot. Ted Scroggins gives it to Roulette. He has an open three from the left wing. Huge three-pointer.
Been a shootout from Deep Charles all game long. See how the Braves respond.
The contributions are coming from all over the court from the Blue Jays. And a 30-second timeout called by Ottawa.
How about that man, Patrick Roulette? By looking at him, you wouldn't think he's a three-point shooter. But man, he can stroke it from deep.
My goodness, he had the ball, settled his feet, confidently stroked it. And my goodness, wasn't it an exciting second half of basketball?
This has been a great game. You know, Ottawa has come into this game, pretty good team. You know, this is going to be a tough test for the Jays, but the Jays have come into this game unfazed, and they're just ready to prove to the rest of the conference. But they're a pretty good team.
They have the talent to compete. Hadn't put it together all year, but maybe they're putting it together now at the end of the season. Blue Jays inbounding the ball. Up three, 45 seconds left. Let's see if the Braves foul. They're in a full court press.
Now, if you're Ottawa, you're thinking turnover here, then foul. And there's a foul.
They did foul.
And that's a smart foul if you're Ottawa. Barry, from the line this season, shooting 65.2%. They're not in the bonus yet. But to go back to that's a smart foul coming up here shortly.
And the best free throw shooter on the court has to maybe Patrick Roulette.
That's Roulette shooting 73.2%. So if you're Ottawa, you have to start thinking about options to send to the line.
Ottawa calls another timeout.
I have to think Coach Ratzlaff's going to draw up a play where his worst free throw shooter's inbounding the ball here.
And if you're Coach Ratzlaff, you really have to put your best free throw shooters on the court. I know if Nick Lee was healthy, unfortunately, he was a scratch from tonight. He has an ankle injury, but if Nick Lee was healthy, he'd probably be on the court. He's one of the better free throw shooters.
Yeah, Nick Lee on the season from the Stripers is phenomenal. He's shooting 82.4% from the line. You certainly need his presence now, but hey, if you're Coach Ratzlaff, I agree with you. You have to put your best free throw shooters right here, right now.
And the Blue Jay fans have really came out tonight. They came out in full force, a lot of noise. It's been pretty loud here in the second half.
It's been very loud. You've been hearing the band's been loud, the fans have been loud, and just off the bench too. The energy is off the bench. They're screaming and yelling. They're very excited that they have a chance to win this game.
And that's good. This is a good way to kind of end the season on a good note. You got a few more games. Why not have a few game winning streak? So we got Tevin Berry, Patrick Roulette, DeAndre Cutliff, AJ Downing, and Ted Scroggins in for the Blue Jays. AJ Downing's not a bad free throw shooter either. They're going to give him the ball, and they're going to foul him. Ryan Haskins picks up the foul. 36.1. So we got 36 seconds left to go here in the second half. They're going to be playing the fouling game. Blue Jays need to convert on their free throws. They are in the 1-and-1.
As Downing from the line is shooting 67% from the line. It's crucial to make the first one in a 1-and-1.
And it rims out. The Braves will have an opportunity to cut the lead to one or tie. Palmer, he's going to drive to the basket. He's going to get rejected by A.J. Downing. Ball maintains the Braves' possession. Palmer does not agree with that again, but there was contact, but A.J. Downing did get a lot of ball. Great defensive play by the junior, who has 18 points on the night and has played some great defense through his time in his short career here at Tabor. 26 seconds to go in the game, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Braves trailing by 3. Palmer from the right corner, no good. Downing with the rebound. He gets fouled again. A.J. Downing will have a second opportunity to hit a 1-and-1 free throw.
have to make the first one.
It's a crucial free throw here. He misses it again. Rebound fought for, controlled by the Braves. He has 16 seconds.
Got to play for the tie here.
Tabor may be smart to foul in this situation. 7 seconds, crucial time. Palmer, step back. Top of the key, no good, misses badly. 2 seconds, he has an opportunity to, again, to tie it. No good, short. And the Blue Jays win here. They escape Ottawa.
Unbelievable game, Charles. Unbelievable finish. You have to feel happy for the Jays. They came out tonight and played great in all facets of the game.
And you can see how much that win means to this team after losing to McPherson in the way that they did in their last home game. How important it was to not only close this game out but get the win.
It was just great response from that heartbreaking loss. And both games ended at the buzzer too. It came down to the wire.
Absolutely. We're going to take a short break now. We're going to come back with some final statistics, a little bit of analysis, and then we're going to get out of here. What a game. What a game that was played tonight here at Tabor College. The Blue Jays are victorious. They beat Ottawa by a score of 85-82. We're going to talk about a couple of players from both teams. First, who stood out from you from Ottawa tonight?
Well, it's pretty obvious Isaiah Palmer is their best all-around scorer and all-around player. He had 28 points tonight, shot 11 from 22 from the field, but struggled from the three-point line. He had a few opportunities there late to tie the game and send it into overtime. Unfortunately, it did not go his way, as the Jays won 85-82. Ryan Haskins was another guy for the Braves. He shot 5 for 8 from the field and 4 for 6 from distance for a total of 14 points. So those guys tonight played really well for the Braves. Unfortunately, for their sake, they fell short.
And I got to highlight the best name in the KCAC. He was also a monster under the basket, Tasmania, Indiana Jones. He had 15 and 8. He played a great game. Didn't shoot. He missed a couple of key free throws down the stretch. But now for the Blue Jays, who really stood out to you? There's a number of guys we could talk about, but down the stretch, who really stood out?
You said it, but A.J. Downing, I mean, what an amazing stretch for him late in the game. He made 2 big threes. DeAndre Cutliff with another big 3. A.J. Downing and Darnell Jones-Bowie both led the team with 18 points tonight. I mean, all around, Charles, I mean, the Jays, they played their best game of the season tonight.
I mean, and as you said it, so many guys stepped up. You had, at the end, you had Cutliff hit a 3. You had Roulette hit a 3. A.J. Downing was the most clutch player on the floor. But then it would have been possible to get to that situation without Darnell Jones-Bowie scoring 18 points. I mean, just so many different players scored well. Then Tevin Berry in the first half scored 14. A number of different players. And then what about the little things? We saw the Blue Jays really get on the floor, box out. A lot of good positives to take away from tonight. So it's a good night to be a Blue Jay fan. And that's going to do it for us. We're going to come back Thursday. We got friends coming in town. Hopefully, the Blue Jays can keep this 2-game winning streak up and possibly turning into a 3-game winning streak. Hope you guys have a good night and drive home safe.